Welcome to Checking Solutions to Equations. Now, before I start, I want to mention something. That is, that checking solutions to equations is perhaps the most useful skill that you'll learn this year. I use it up to this day. You're going to use it in Math 8, Math 9, Math 10, Math 11, Math 12, in calculus, in university math, in your everyday life when you grow up. This is perhaps the most useful skill that you'll ever learn in math. Okay? Well, of course, after counting and multiplying or whatever, but like in higher level math, in high school math, this might be the most important thing that you're ever going to learn. So, let's take a look at this first question over here. 3x plus 12 equals 30. X equals 9. So, what we need to do is we need to check if this is true. Is this true or is it not? Okay. Actually, I think this was supposed to be a 2. Okay. 2x plus 12 equals 30. Yeah. Okay, so the way I would do that is I would take 2, and then I would fill it in with whatever it says here. X equals 9. So that means I can replace x with 9. 2 times 9 plus 12 equals 30. Okay, and just so you know, this means 2 times 9, so this becomes 18 plus 12 equals 30, and 30 equals 30, okay? So if you have the same number on the left and the right, then you know that this solution is correct. So you would say, this is correct. Or you would just leave a check mark after your answer, okay? Then this is how you write your answer. Now let's go back to two-step algebra for 1 second. So let's take a look at a question like 3x minus 5 equals, 10. Okay? So you would solve this, you'd get plus 5, this cancels, 3x equals 15, you divide both sides by 3, this cancels, x equals 15 over 3, which is 5, okay? So x equals 5. Now what you can do is, you can plug this back into the initial equation to see if you're correct. And this works every time, okay? Let me show you. So, 3x minus 5 equals 10, and I can plug this 5 in. 3 times 5 minus 5 equals 10. 15 minus 5 equals 10. 10 equals 10. And so this is correct. Now, what this means is, whenever you're doing a question like this, you can always check your answer to make sure that you're right by plugging it in. Plugging it back in after you solve the question. Let's take a look at this over here. 8x minus 1 over 2y equals 5. X equals negative 1 and y equals 26. So we're going to plug in 8 times negative 1 minus 1 over 2, and then y is 26 times 26 equals 5. So 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. And 1 over 2 times 26 is minus 26 over 2 equals 5. I don't know why I put a bracket there. And so, minus 8 minus 26 over 2 simplifies to 13 equals 5. So, minus 21 equals 5. Now, is this correct? No, it's not, right? So you put a big X and you say, not correct, okay? So what this means is, if you were solving a question, like say, 2x plus 5 equals 7, and you said you got that x equals 2, for example, when you were solving it, then when you were going back to put it in to find out if, when you're checking your answer, 2 times 2 plus 5 equals 7, then 4 plus 5 equals 7, 9 equals 7. This is not correct, which means you made a mistake somewhere in your work, okay? So what this means is, for your answer for something like this, you're just going to say it's not correct, because whoever made the question and gave you these statements over here, these statements are incorrect. X does not equal negative 1, y does not equal 26, so it's not correct. Now let's take a look at this, okay? Here it's a little bit more complicated. So, we have, let me box this real quick. So, 4x squared minus 3y times x plus 4 plus open bracket 4x minus z close bracket equals 0. So what this means is we're going to have to plug in each of these values. So, oops, let me just fix that real quick. Okay, so I will take x over here, 4 times x equals 1, so I can just plug in 1 directly, squared, minus 3 times y equals 3, x equals 1, I'm taking these right from here, okay, plus bracket 4, x equals 1, minus, and z equals 7, equals 0, okay? I know this is really messy and this seems really, really long and complicated, but it's really simple if you take it one step at a time and you don't keep skipping things or going ahead, because then you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So, 4 times 1 squared, first we're going to solve the exponent, which is 1. 1 squared is 1, right? Because 1 times 1 is 1, okay? So 1 squared is 1, minus, now we're going to do this multiplication. 3 times 3 is 9. And then we still have 1 left. Plus, actually, no. I think we should do this one step at a time. I'll go back to, just for maximum clarity. 3 times 1 plus 4. We'll just write the rest of the question as it is. Okay. I actually noticed that I didn't solve this bracket over here. So I'm just going to erase this, one sec, and do it first, because we have to always follow BEDMAS, right? When we're checking, we're not doing SAMDEB, we're following BEDMAS, okay? BEDMAS. Because this is no longer an equation with variables. This is just a normal equation that we're solving. Okay, so let's do this bracket first. 4 times 1 squared minus 3 times 1 plus, okay, so in the bracket, first we're going to do the multiplication. 4, because 4 times 1 is 4, minus 7, okay. Equals 0. I can't put this equal sign over here. It's equals 0. Okay, whatever's on both sides, you have to keep writing it. So here in the initial question, it said equals 0. So, it said equals 0 here, so we have to keep writing it, okay? So, next, we're going to finish this bracket, because we didn't finish solving the bracket yet. So 4 times 1 squared minus 3, 1 plus, okay, so 4 minus 7 is negative 3 equals 0. Okay, so now we're going to solve the exponent. Now we're done with the bracket. Now we are looking at the exponent, okay? So 1 squared equals 1. So this is, I keep putting this equal sign. I'm not supposed to put the equal sign just because there's already an equals here, okay? There's no point putting 2 equal signs, okay? So 4 times 1 squared is just 4, because 1 squared is just 1, minus 3 times 1 plus negative 3 equals 0. Now I'm going to solve this multiplication here, okay? This is a multiplication, then we'll solve this multiplication. So this becomes 4 minus 3 times 3 is 9 times 1 plus negative 3 equals 0. Now I'm going to solve this multiplication over here. So 4 minus 9 plus minus 3 equals 0. So now we're going to solve the addition and subtractions from left to right. So 4 minus 9 is negative 5 plus minus 3 equals 0. And next step is this turns into negative 5 minus 3, because a plus and a minus become a minus. Negative 5. Actually, let's not think about it that way. Let's think about it as you have negative 5 and you're adding 3 negatives. So then this is, you just actually, okay, think about it this way. You have 5 negatives, and you're adding 3 more negatives. So you're left with 8 negatives. So negative 8 equals 0. And what do you have it? This means that the answer is not correct. So, not correct because negative 8 does not equal 0. Okay? And that's checking solutions to equations.